Here we go. We are live streaming. Going to be a little quiet this morning. Get these charts set up. Get some invites sent over. See who's doing what. Excuse me. A little tickle. A little beach tickle. Come on, populate in here. Populate in here. All right. Man, it's so bright, huh? Bright, bright, bright. There we go. Better. So these screens are bright. The email. That's the email one. Email is I'm in a laboratory. Okay, we got the voices going. We got the invites sent out. Let's see what we got here. Trading a little futures today. Only have that $100 we made from the other day. Excuse me, got to get the account logged in, Jim. Here we go. $50,100 to start off the session with. Matt is going. We're going to mute him out. Don't need Matt up right now. I've got to work on Grok and sending some stuff over. Let's see who. I got the transcript up. I did the copy. Let's open Grok. This is how you do your quickly for the market opens. Let me just take a quick stab at this. Are we going to gap down? I guess we are. This is probably going to be the. Let's take this out from the other day. That's the was the all-time high. We don't need that right now. Let's go ahead and put in our. So I'll go back on there. There's your London session. Guess this gap down here would have been the. You're going to get it, Canada. The tariffs. They're completely oversold. Little rebound. Let's just see what we got here. I need to find my glasses, y'all. I'll be right back. Let me grab my glasses. I need to see if we can't get this light back here on and the other lights on. Get that going right now, actually. Come on now. Sticky fingers this morning. It's on. RGB. Got it in there. Let's just see here. That's what it was, Terry. It was off like on my app. Gotta do it every time. All the way to the car. All the way to the car. All right, let's get those lights set back correctly back there. You do this one, and you do this one. They still don't want to act right, do they? There they are. There they are. Okay. Neat app on the phone. Take a little Philips Hue lighting. What's up? Wakey, wakey. We're here, buddy. Got a little Canadian drop right there in the overnight, huh? Going to cause a gap down from the close yesterday. So there's your close. Your London session. London session not as good. I mean, the EQ not as good, huh? Let's see here. Let's go ahead and bring up Rocket Scooter. I got him here. We could just be looking over here too. Let's see here. We're right at hedge pressure, so Mike can just get a nice run this morning. Get some ASHE going. I don't know yet. I think I'm just going to stay with the NQ. I just like the price action. Let's see what the individuals are doing. Look at that TSL right back to 11 bucks. Buck swing on it. Tesla to 309, so it ripped. I knew that was going to happen, but I was just tired of it, more angry. I don't like being in the trades when I can't think straight. Let me grab this real quick because I forgot to do this. Uh-oh. It's going to start in 8 minutes. We'll do that in just a second here. Yeah, look at that. Kaboom. Interesting. I got it set to the NQ right now, Tim. Let's see. We're on the NQ. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Middle of the channel. Middle of RSI. Be gapping down from yesterday's close significantly. I say significantly. On the chart, it's quite a run. Where we closed at yesterday, like at a 23.0s, 23.0, and we're going to open up somewhere around 890, 100-point gap down ish. Look how choppy those ASHEs are. Chop, 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 chop. The only good run you got was like right there. Had a few candles. What are we on? They're just on ones. Sell off was orderly. Where's the original sell off? No, it wasn't either. It's diabolical. Couldn't have grabbed that one unless you happened to already been in the short. All right. Looks like just a patience. It looks like it definitely looks like an open range. Typical open range thing. Seven minutes. I think I got time. Let me go ahead and do this. Get my mouse adjustments. Where's my mouse adjustments? We're going to ask Grok to pull out a title and description. Ooh, Grok 4 is up and going. I'm enabled for it, so I'm going to go right with it. Okay, thought it was already there, people. Yeah, I'll not be going to super Grok heavy thing. No, thank you. Oh, you got to remember to turn that mouse back down, boy. Look at that. It jumped to like a 900 feet. Not gold. No gold. I hear you. You're probably right. Back to this one. I want to edit this bad boy, though. So I've got to go back to my videos. Make sure I'm there. It's going to go right here. We're going to go this one. Where'd it go? There it is. Uh-oh, we're locked up. 4 minutes to go. Ding, 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 and 4. I don't know why this thing is locked up. It will not let me do anything. Refresh it. Something's going on. That's good to know. Before the bell opens here that we're locking up. Looks like I'm about a 3-second delay on the stream. Page unresponsive. Let's wait. Why is it unresponsive? He's live and responsive. Matt is. The ticker looks okay. My time is right. 8:26, 8:26. That one YouTube channel URL ain't working. Low volatility, so sell into it. Pardon me. Put the email over here. Come on, Schnauzer. Cronus the Schnauzer. You have a good walk. Have a good walk, old man. Get your bed. Get in your bed. Good boy. Good boy. Right now it's working. It was completely locked up. Completely locked up. That's what it was. Now he wants back out. That's how it works, right? You just want to say hello and leave. I just say hello and leave. There you go. Say hello and leave. I'll leave it cracked this time. Use your nose to come in, Doug. 2 minutes to the open bell. See if I can get this work done. Did he put the timestamps in here? He did. And it's too long. What are you doing, old man? Back and forth. The schnauzer's back and forth. I have to work on this in a second. Let's see what this thing's going to do here at the open. Let's change it down to a 30-second candle. Have some fun. 30-second candle. Have some fun. I don't know where that's coming from. That should redo itself here. The New York opening range high low. It's got to be from yesterday that it pulled that over. That'll go away in about 1 minute. 30 seconds. Let's get the show on the road here in about 30 seconds. Yeah, Tesla and Apple, though, were lagging. So I think that they just had to play catch up. But we will see what happens. And they're lagging because of the news. Can't come out like with Apple and say that they've totally messed up their AI rollout. How can Apple mess that up? So that dented them a little bit. Here we go. Kaboom. Not really ripping, taking out the VWAP. Let's see what we got. She's going. Opening range break would have been fine. Let's see if we're going to try to fill this gap this morning. Nothing for me to do. Way too volatile. Could lose your whole account right here. Just trading your own cash. This might be a play you take long on the open. Look at this. We're going to fill this gap. Going to fill the gap in one swoop. In one swoop. We're going to take out the London highs. Let's see if we're going to take out the overnight London high. Nothing to be done here. Sitting on hands. Let's let about 5 minutes go, see what happens. Already negating that candle. See, we're going to get an engulfing candle. So we're just basically, adjusting contracts. Many different schools of thought on why these kind of candles happen at opens. Books written about it. I just know not to get involved. You could just be trying to get in. It's moving so fast. By the time your broker and your system and your internet company and all that gets you filled, it could have already rotated back around on you. These are those kind of plays where you need your hotkeys, and that's how you would play it. You'd be like hotkey 10 points and sell, and you hit one button. It does all that at one time, and you just pray that it's going to work, and you're not stuck in the cyber world trying to get out. That's the only way that you could do. All right, this might be a little bull flag getting going already. As I say, you got to have one of these little pads over there in case you forget what all these pennants and stuff says. That certainly looks like a little flag or a pennant, bullish pennant. Well, that negated it right there, but just be mindful of your candle patterns, because the bull flags and bear flags are powerful. They do work statistically better than 60%. That's not what we got right here. If we drop this down on a 1 minute candle or a 2, we just have some adjustments here at the open. And let's just see what we kind of range we got. I hope you can see that range I got there. Sometimes what I see that on my screen, and then I look over at what I'm broadcasting, doesn't look exactly the same. Let me turn off that this linear regression just for a second here. There's a gray box that's putting in the opening range. So right now it's done the 1 minute opening range. There we go. So 958, 909. So 49 point range, opening range. That's on a 2 minute. 5 minute is still getting going. It'll populate here in a second. Hadn't had a 5 minute candle yet. So let's see. We hadn't had there we go. The biggest time frame has been put in is a 3. So there's your 3 minute opening range. And so we could just start waiting for that, watching everything. We're watching the RSI. We're watching our histogram. By now, we should be able to have our rocket scooter and our DD bands. Not as good as it was earlier in the week. 78 on your DD. So it's still 78% of the S&P. Now it's jumped to 80. So 80% of the S&P is positive on the day. Resilience really good. 26 on S&P, 27 on NASDAQ. So all of that looks good for taking some bullish trades. Everything is looking for bullish trades. It'll be bullish till it's not, right? Right in the middle of the RSI. We're just flat on volume. Let's go ahead and get up our, pull up Alex's site. So we have a heat map going. Can't trade without our NQ heat map. It's a must. Whether you use a system like this, make sure you're in time, or if you use buy the subscription yourself. Right now they got a half off, $50 for the first 3 months, and then it goes back to the normal $100 a month. I like just using free. Free is better than non-free, and so long it does what you want it to do. And there's many people that broadcast their book map live that you can go around and look at. Right now nothing's going on. Make sure the sound is working appropriately. Don't have the headsets plugged in, so I'm not subverting any sound. Sound is on, sound's midway, sound is 50%. We don't need the chat. Here go.
Stop and Q sell.
Stop in.
Stop and Q sell. Stop and Q buy.
Nothing yet. I'm not doing anything yet. I'm sitting on my hands. We're going to probably wait for, see what this opening range is going to do here, and then pick a direction. What I'm worried about is what we just had right here coming into the open. After we get these couple of candles settled out, that we're just going to chop around here with no conviction. And that's how you lose your money trading these futures. That's what we're doing in the overall market over there. TNA's down 2.5% today, Timmy. It's had a good run. JP, let's see who's going up. The VIX is what's going up. VIX is on the rise, 5%. MSTR up 3%. Everything really flat, inside of 1%, up or down. VWAP's holding strong right now on the 3-minute chart. We got a 5-minute in candle in. Let's switch to our 5. There's our 5-minute range. Now we'll start slowing down a little bit. We might take a trade. So that opening 1-minute candle has actually set the 5-minute range. It was a pretty big one. Now let's just see what we got here with this VWAP. Bouncing around. Come on, Cronus. Bouncing around with the VWAP. That's what we're doing. Excuse me 1 second. I left my water in the other room. Hold down the fort, moderator. Cronus, you hold down the fort too, buddy. Hold the fort down.
Stop and Q sell. Stop and Q sell. Stop and Q sell.
Oh, look at that. We sold. I walked away and we sold. We're going to break the bottom of this range.
Iceberg and Q buy.
Yeah, let's see how much. Let's see how much, though. I'm scared of it. I'm still scared. Turn that down a little bit. It's already run out of steam. Just, you know, we got a lot of activity right here. I was talking about a minute ago. Look at all that to the left. So there's a lot. I'm going to let it sit for a second. So let it sit for a second. On this way, let 15 minutes get in here. Look at this swing now we have for this opening range in this first 8 minutes. Let's just switch to 15 minutes. Everybody take a chill pill. Most of you will be watching this on the recording. So the lesson here for the timestamp, Grok, is just the wait. There's a massive upwick on this 15-minute candle. The VWAP on the 15, look at it. It has held strong since it surpassed it at 2 a.m. We're selling right now, but these lows right in here, it's going to have to take it out and then test it. And then we get some conviction by all indicators. You could have scalped some right there, but boy, we've taken beatings on that. I'm just trying to play it cool, man. Trying to play it cool, man. Over here, we're on the 1 minute on our ASCII. The candles just got too big for me. Yes, I know what you're thinking, Tim. Why didn't I take the VWAP break? Because it was too early in the session for me. That is a play that we know we love, especially on the shorts. You get a VWAP break, but we wasn't below the moving averages, so we still was in slop city, but we might have could have took it. If we didn't have that huge uptick tail right there and be, you know, that always just too many little things going wrong. Too early in the session, in the middle of the RSI, really no volume came in. So if I went to look for my water, a little bit of volume come in, but it wasn't huge. Look down here in the histogram. Wasn't huge. So, and look, it's already went away. So it just been a quick scalp at best. Now what I'm worried about is look how big this 15-minute opening range is. So you might need to consolidate and maybe create a flat top or a flat bottom, and then we could have a smaller, more predictable breakout and take a little coin out of it. Let's put our linear regression line back on so we kind of see the channel for the day. Let's reset the chart and get an overall picture. Here, are we going to do this wave down like we did on Tuesday? You remember on Tuesday we had that waving down? Where was here? We did that waving down. I don't know. Let's see. These big ones thrust down like that will just whip us out if we try to think we're going to do longs. But look at this candle. You just look back across this chart. When's the last time we had one like this? Maybe on this open here. And so they're hard to manage, you know, and it's Friday. So Friday rules are in place. We're only going to trade here for the first 45 minutes to an hour. And this candle right here might negate being able to even find a setup this morning. And so that's notable in the chat to read all you can. Type in Friday setups and read all you can about Friday setups. I'll be right back.
Top and Q sell. Top and Q sell. Price for DS5. Top and Q buy.
It's beautiful out there today. Oh, my God, it's so gorgeous. Come on. Got the niece and nephew. They're heading down to Panama City. About 5 degrees cooler today than it was yesterday. And yesterday was nice and breezy. It's awesome. We painted the town red, Tim, yesterday. Like everywhere. All the way up to Crab Island and back around and everywhere in between.
Top and Q buy.
We got a place here I'm going to take you to called Kenny D's. It has, you can get everything you want. But they also got steamed oysters. Still comes like a raw oyster platter, but you can get it steamed. And man, it's crazy. The oysters they bring over from Louisiana is unbelievable. So we had some of that. Partake. Yeah, nothing right now. So that was all of the drama. But you could have been on either side of that and gotten your butt handed to you. So let's just see if we can't get something in here. We got no clean ashy moves. This was on the 1 minute. We've only had 1, 2, 3. We've had only 4 down candles that were clean on ashy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, only 4 with no top tails. Everything else has not been any consecutives. And we could have had a 3 candle run right there, and that would have been nice. But boy, that was so close to the open. I don't know that you could call that an opening range breakout per se. If we take off that tail, which is all the way at the top of the channel, and we consider this to be a range, maybe that's a trade, or am I trying to force a trade here? And so this would be a good thing for timestamp to talk about this from a training perspective. People watch this video back later. Is you gotta, there is no, I don't see any ICT plays in here. I don't see any traditional candle plays in here. Y'all can put it down in the comments. What should I have been looking at right now? A breakdown of these lows, or to see if we get a test of the bottom of this channel and then maybe a bounce. Here was an overshoot there over in the overnight session. Do we get something that looks like this, and we take some sort of break of structure reversal off the bottom of this channel? I mean, there's many plays going through my mind right now. I like to see it get oversold. I like to see the volume start tapering. I like to see these ashies get a little flat with some dojis, like in here, what it looked like in here, and pick up one of these runs right here and have that come back up to VWAP and be scaling out, or just take some profit, see profit, take profit when it gets to about 50%, maybe pull a Fibonacci on it. And you maybe get one of these, depending on where she lands, how far she pulls down in here. Maybe get a pullback into this region here and get a little break of structure, meaning just a reversal, right? Get a reversal and get us a higher low, a couple of higher lows in there, and then get the Geiger counter going and get us some momentum to the upside, and then jump in with about 4 contracts. So I'll have 4 contracts going by then. I got it up. We got it set for 4. We're not going to do 5. We're going to do 4. But let's wait and see. Let's just wait and see how this channel is going to hold up today, and see if we can't get it. Now, there is 3 1-minute ASHIs in a row after a doji, but we've had quite a bit of a run. So would I be FOMOing it? Would I be fear of missing out right now? Am I chasing, in other words? Am I chasing a short? And I think I would be. So this level right here, I mark up. Uh-oh, just lost my mouse. Okay, that was discerning. Hey, Cron. So my mouse has ability to use this button. I can use this button, and I have multiple settings, like for gaming, for different charting, different speeds. And if you hit that too hard, you'll put it in one of the other settings and you don't have a mouse. Tell me how I found that out. So I am in here. I'm in the bottom of this range. There's nothing going on. Here's a regular traditional doji. Here's one here too. Look at here now. This is getting interesting. We also have a discolored downsell histogram candle that sometimes will indicate a reversal. This is going to have to taper off. We want to see these candles eventually in the same size, but to the up and to the green, and have these other indicators. Just in the middle, though, our 5, 10, and 21 moving averages hardly moving. So we just don't have any conviction. The VWAP's right here above us. That's tough to get through. There's just nothing to do here. In my view of the market, as I'm looking at this NQ futures, comment down below, Jim, why didn't you do this? I'd be curious to know. We'll make that a part of the community notes, so to speak. If you want to look up stuff on AI, which you will have time to do that. I'm sitting here trading live right now. Do not have time to do that. But right now, I do not see anything that I can be deploying money. We would be sitting here not going anywhere, and a couple of those impulses down, like that whip right there, if I was long, might have stopped me out. So I haven't lost anything by sitting here just analyzing charts. We're getting 2 greens. The histogram's coming our way if we're thinking about being bullish. We'll go over to Rocket Scooter. Although DD is down from 80 earlier, or residual's almost to 0. So the NASDAQ residual's down. S&P residual's down 0.2. NQ's 2. So we are going in the negative direction, but everything still suggests bullish, but only very slightly, what that is going to mean is chop. That's going to mean chop. Let's go back and look at our time in sales. Look, just chop. We're just too even. We don't have anything one way. And so it's not really worth putting any money in it because it could just easily go right back the other way very quickly. Let's reset our Rocket Scooter map and get it over here. Looks like we're still above hedge pressure. Monthly hedge pressure is down here. And I'm sure the guys are trying to take longs here up to half gap. That HG is half gap. Got hedge pressure right there too. So let's see. I might be getting interested here. We can get some momentum. We do have momentum right now. Just back over to a 1-minute chart. There was a reversal. I thought I messed that up, chat, because I was on that 15-minute candle. I wasn't paying attention. All right, so there was an error on my part. I was on the 15-minute chart, and I was doing the analysis on a 15-minute chart. There was your breaker structure that I was calling about, meaning the reversal candle that I called right here when our 10 or 5 crossed over the 10, and we had volume come in at the same time. That was the place we should have taken a trade. So I want to timestamp this because this is a great setup. And I called it. I said at the bottom of this channel, when we have a higher low, which right there was your higher low, right in here, and everything else that lined up as well. Look at your volume going direction that I said it to go. If I enter this trade now, what am I doing, chat? I'm chasing. So if I try to take this trade right now, I'm chasing. And I promise you, if I took it, it's going to reverse, and we've already missed the run. So now all I can do is wait for a pullback. And to do that, I like to use a Fibonacci, take it to the high of the day, drop it, and then there we are. I need it to pull back somewhere in that 50% range, maybe even a little further, and then get the same sort of a reversal that we got off the bottom of the channel and enter. If not, you've just missed the trade. This is those times where I can look backwards on the chart yesterday and find a million places that would have made us millions and millions of dollars. Just because it just happened 3 minutes ago doesn't mean it's not the same as looking back at it yesterday. You follow what I'm saying, chat? And so don't ever fall victim of thinking, oh, I got to get in. Look, it happened. Well, it happened 3 minutes before I noticed it, because I was sitting here on a 15-minute chart because I was talking about the 15-minute charts. Then I went into talking about what I wanted to look for setups, and I simply did not change back to a 1 minute chart, and I'm trading on 1 minute charts. And so there you go. That's how things like this happen. You got to recognize that in the moment, not do anything. But there is your new high, your new low of session. There's your high, your session, right? So that's your range, basically. And there was your first great setup of the day. You have moving averages crossing. We had a histogram on a volume crossing. We had a clean ASHI setup. And we had the magnet of the VWAP above us, and we exceeded it. We overshot the VWAP, which is great. And we are taking out the high of that linear regression channel. So there was a great setup. What would have given us? There's your higher low. Could have got in about the crossover there. So we could have got in at 889, and we still would not be invalidated. We've not made a lower, a new low. See what I'm saying? So there's a higher low, higher low, higher low. We haven't made a lower low yet. So maybe this candle will, but thus far, all candles since the break of structure, look right on your screen. The first candle that broke this was this one, and then they run a stop down on you, so that sometimes you get in here and you got to be patient, because this one was a break of structure. And this is what I mean by chop. I would wait until my moving averages crossed over, because then I got two confluences, right? I got the higher low, and then I got clearly my moving averages crossed over each other. So right in here, let's say you got in around 891, and you would still be in. You'd be into about right now. That might have got you out at 933. So 891 to 933. 891 minus 933. That's a 42-point run, folks. On one contract, $3,300. Nice little run. We didn't get it. Now, I wouldn't take that much, because these silly prop accounts, you have these consistency rules. And so if you had your own money, you can let the trades run a lot longer. And when I'm doing my own money, I'll let them run based on the ASHI. I'll scan the 30, 45, and 1 minute ASHI. And when anything spooks me, that's my stop loss. I get out, okay? So I'm on the button for that. But in the prop firms, if you have a $3,500 winner in one of your accounts one day, and then that sets your consistency rule. Let's say you got a 30% consistency rule. You have to then make all the rest of your money in all your other days, and that can't exceed that. And so it makes it real hard. I don't like it. What it winds up doing is you try to make $500 to $800 per account per day to get qualified, and then just maintain that steadiness. That's why you see people group trading 5 to 10 accounts, because then you could do smaller trades over the course of several accounts, and then that's how you can meet those consistency rules in all of the accounts. So it's worth studying that. There's a lot of people that probably explain it a lot better than me, but I don't like it. They're not easy. It's a lot easier just to trade your own money, because you can. I'm not saying the rules are looser. They're actually could be just as strict on meaning protecting your investment, but they're not as strict on that you can have a day where you make $10,000 on a trade and you're going to actually get to keep that money. With prop houses, a lot of times you do that and you don't, that blows the account. Even though you made money, you blow the account because you're not meeting consistency. They put those consistency rules in place to try to get you to blow the accounts, to make it difficult, because they don't want you to pass. And that was short-lived, but a play like that right there would be your whole day's income in this game. So this was a great place to study. This is a great timestamp to reference back to. This was basically this unfolded at the 8:45. So literally 15 minutes in. It was not this was not a breakout though. Some people would not consider this tradable at all. This is these are setups, but some people wouldn't consider this a trade at all. Some people are waiting from the opening range breaks. So this gray box here you see, they're waiting for this low to break and then find a setup, or this high to break to find a setup. I use other indicators. I got Rocket Scooter to tell me whether we're going up or down. I've got the book map to tell me whether we're going up or down. I'm using the ASCII candles, the histogram. I got the RSI. So I'm looking at a lot of things here that I've trained myself on to understand what it's doing in the short term. And I called that, but I made a mistake as a trader and had the dadgum thing on a 15-minute candle. And so I was sitting here watching a 15-minute candle. I was saying what I wanted to see, but I wasn't wanting to see that on 15 minutes. I wanted to see it in 1 minute and get my trade and get out of here on a Friday, but didn't work out. So now we wait. Now we wait.
Top and Q buy.
We're only 25 minutes in. Let's see. This might be one of those flat top breakouts and break out of the highest session. So looking for that. If we do that, we're going to want that to be on some volume here. We're all getting some volume coming in. Everybody's watching this too, man. You can get burned on these because the market makers also know we're all watching this. And it could be like a quick spike and turn right around on you. So don't be afraid if this is wrong to flatten your position as quick as you get in it. If you're getting whipsawed here. So this might be our breakout. This might be the breakout. This might be the breakout.
Ice for the Q sell.
Let's let it pull back some. See, it tried. I just don't trust it. I just feel like I'm chasing. This right here is my kind of setup that would have paid us off really well. All right, so we did miss it. I should have bought it when it pulled back in there. Let's see if we can't get a little bit out of it or if it's going to turn on us. All right, so we went ahead and didn't get too much slippage. That was only 20 bucks on one little pop. I want to wait because, see, my sound went away. I lost my volume. I was late, so I wasn't feeling it. And looks like I was right. It did a little bit of a pop here. Not feeling it for shorts either. Saw $100 on there, but I did not get that by the time it flattened. Got $20. Let's just see. ASCII on the ones. Kind of says we're on a 2-minute run here. 1 minute chart. We've had 2 1-minute candles, no bottom tails. That's usually bullish on a very short time frame. We're trying to do a break of high. We did break the high of day, but we hadn't broke it and with any continuation. So it would suggest to me we're at least going to pull back somewhere here in the 5 or 10 MAs. Might go sideways for a second. Maybe we'll catch another impulse candle. Want to really catch one like this. I know what some people are saying, Jim, don't you think it needs to pull back and fill that gap? It might. It might not. Who knows? But if it does start to do that, I'm going to get very interested in the reversal in this area. You know, it could overshoot, but that's where I'm going to get interested into it, the wave in here, and try to get another setup like that. So maybe today the waves are going to be like this. You know, maybe today the waves are going to be like this, and this one's going to come about in here, and then this one's going to come to about in there. We'll catch a few of these waves, meaning we could be at the top right now, and so just micro scalping would be the only thing to do. I should not have went in right there. I did that probably more for the stream than anything else. Right here was the setup. Setup of the day for me was right here. The break of the VWAP was a pretty decent one to the short, but you'd be doing that knowing that your DD, look, resilience is way back up again. Both NASDAQ and S&P's resilience is all back up over zero, off that zero or near zero. So 72 on your DD, resilience 13, and on your S&P, NASDAQ is 29. So all that looks really good. Looking good for bullish, just like you did at the open. Poaching the overbought, though. So we're due for a pullback here, wouldn't you think, chat? Due for a pullback at this timestamp. Timestamp 8:59 in the morning, 9:59 New York time. Right now, based on Rocket, your NASDAQ is much more resilient, 29.57 versus 14.20. DD is up at 71. What setups are they doing today? They're doing the VOU, break, all positive, all bullish setups recommended. There it is. They took it off the ASHI, the break of the VWAP. You see where the VWAP break was. That trade is still working. The break of the VWAP would have worked as well. I don't do that unless it consolidates at the VWAP. And then this one had this big impulse candle, because you got to assume it's going to come back and fill that gap at some point. That doesn't mean it does. I mean, it can go sideways like it did and have another couple of impulse candles and keep on going. But, you know, statistically speaking, that would be chasing it, and chasing it means losing money. You just saw me on that candle right there take out $20, but I shouldn't have done that. And if I stayed in it, I'd be under the water right now. So just going to wait for a pullback. Wait for a pullback.
Top ES sell. Top ES sell.
Come on, pull back. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. It's on the calendar today. Anything besides Friday rules? We got the inflation year over year. That's right. That's what we're talking about, huh, Tim? Month over month, and year over year. That's going to be some good ones. See what's going on. President Trump's been saying no inflation, lower the rates. He wants to go down 3%. So I surmise that this is what's going to happen. Powell is going to resign, or he's going to leave somehow or another, even if it's just the end of his term, whatever. And whoever is in there next is going to be pro rate drop. And it's not going to be a small rate drop. It's going to be 2-3% rate drop. That's what I'm predicting is going to happen. 47 minutes, 50 seconds into the stream. 4 streams this week. I couldn't trade yesterday. Family in from out of town, as I talked about earlier. All right, we're developing that flat top, flat bottom feel. Whichever way she wants to go, it's going to be what direction we're going to get on. We will take this. I really wish it'll pull back and we get some more bullish runs here, but I'm not scared to take a short either. Just going to have to be well up on the volume right here on Alex's TWB page. I want to hear it. I want to confirm it with my eyes. I want to switch back to my charts and make a decision instantaneously. We're getting some dojis on the ASHI. Here comes a red candle on ASHI. And here's the VWAP below us. I would not be surprised if we don't pull back to the middle of this channel or to the middle of the VWAP. So let's just see here. Let's just see here. Let's go ahead and think about this trade here. This might be a little short scalp. Let's listen. We got to have the volume. We got to have the volume. It can be angry here for a second, and then we can put in the candle that goes right back out to the top, the high day. And we're flirting with the high day here. And so sometimes the high day will reject pretty hard on these little short time frame candles, that is, and pull back and give you an opportunity to make 4 or 5 points, and then you got to trade in. All right, we're not quite oversold, but we're more closer to oversold than we are to center. It's at 60. Putting in a red ASHI candle with declining histogram. So things are kind of shaping up to have an impulse candle down here. We'll see if we can't get a micro. We got our moving averages turning down. Our green has not crossed the red yet, but it's getting close to doing so. Getting close to doing so. We're going to be on the button. I'm waiting for volume. Right now, nobody's winning. Tug of war. Looks like we got more advancers than decliners. I don't like that. That's why I'm waiting for the actual sound. I'm waiting for one side or the other to grab the baton. Nobody's doing anything right now. Here comes some more sellers, but it's still very light. As you know from the other streams I posted, don't we like it to be above 3 million? I don't mind one side being a million, but I sure like the other side to be 3 because it can stop so fast. The higher these numbers I find, the longer it takes for it to stop. So I'll get time to get my trade in, see some profit, take that profit, and not have a bunch of slippage. When it's the low numbers, it can just, the volume could turn right off. As soon as you get your order filled, the volume turns off and you're stuck. You wait and wait. Or you just stuck and you gotta take a loss. This is beautiful right here, though. Look at that, just all those higher lows, all the way up until this little bit of a sideways action, a little pause there, which is perfectly okay. You could add more right there if you was that kind of a trader, and that's fine. This is just going to trickle around, and we're going to miss this because I'm not going to get in with it trickling around. I need for it to be volume. I'm going to take it there because it's a good fill. And let's see what happens. Went right against us, even though it was, look at that, it was 5 to 8, and then went right the opposite way on us. So did they wick it before they go up, and are we going to take a loss? I'm on the button to flatten it. We're out. You saw it in real time, chat. This is a good place for a stamp. We got wicked out on this candle right here, even though everything was met. The volume was where it was supposed to be, but I'm not going to stay in because that could be a reversal and a fake out. So we're just going to live to fight another day. Live to fight another day. And that puts us down on the day. That was a pretty good loss in that one candle. That's okay. We'll got to come back. And the volume's gone. Just like that. And it's gone. $29,875. Where you at? There we are. 22,579. Candle ends in 10 seconds. We're on the ones. Just sideways action right now. Thought that might have been the momentum. Basically what we did, 5-period moving average crossing over the 10. We got the volume spike. I was hoping we just pull back to maybe the regression line right here. And then we get out, cover there for a little bit of profit and start looking for another setup. The only thing we're doing there that's the same is we're looking for another setup. That's all you could do. That's what the whole trading life is. We're getting more overbought though, so let's see if they're going to run this. I could have stayed in that, but if this would have been a wicker, see, something you got to worry about when it's not your money. You could get one of these wicks, like a wick like this or like that, or even like this one, and it shuts your account down because you hit your maximum soft loss for the day. And so you can't. You got to train yourself just to get out, look for a setup, lick your wounds, and just keep going. Come some buyers. Don't trust it though. There's no setup right now. We're just going sideways. Is this our impulse candle up? Yeah, if we'd have been in that short, we'd have been right now. Your account would be blown. That's for sure. Your account would be blown. You just want to sit and you want to wait. You want to be patient. Just want to sit and wait and be patient. They will come and be more convincing. Look, that impulse candle there met some parameters, but not all parameters because we're overbought. Declining histogram, ugly looking ash sheet candles, a long ways from VWAP, overbought. So I would not go long. I don't even consider going long right there. I am still looking for a short. I needed some volume. I'm going to do the exact same setup. I want some volume, and I want to ride this thing back down until we get to be oversold. We need some selling. We need some selling and make that money back. Put some green on the board. Green on the board. It's going to come. Nothing keeps going up. Nothing keeps going down. And look, we've had a pretty good run there. We missed it because I was on that 15-minute candle, but this has been a pretty good run. Nice little setup. By all standards, it's a good setup. Even just the VWAP breakout was a good standard. See what we got here. I'm going to take a short here in a minute. Volume's going away. Let's turn it down here. Turning it down. Let's see some red. We're going to take it because I got a feeling. Let's just see what we can get out of it. Trying to get a good fill at the top of that candle. hoping this time would be the time we're going to pull it back down. Be nice if we come down there and fill some of those gaps and stuff like that. Seeing some profit there, but we're going to wait and try to see a good bit. We want to get that money back. Let it drift on down. Don't just be patient here. 575, 625, 750. Let's let her go. Here she comes. Come on to daddy. Come on to daddy. Come on to daddy. I'm going to scale some of it out when we get another pulse here. Oh, don't you do that to us. Come on, chat. Thump it, thump it, thump it. We had a breakdown there. This was a great setup. We're below our moving averages. Our histogram came to nothing. Actually come our way somewhat. We saw 750 profit there, chat. Should we have taken it? Put a comment down there. Should I have done see profit, take profit? It's going to blow the account if I let it go much further, but I done got mad at it. Missing the short at the VWAP here, on the 15-minute candles and missing it here, right? And then having stopped myself out on the wick here, made a little $20 slide job there. And now I got a good entry, saw 750 in profit, did not take it. Did not take it. Did I get greedy? Did I get greedy? And now we put in two higher lows. We definitely got a little break of structure to the upside. We don't have any volume, nothing. Volume's down well below 2 million. And here comes the buyers. So we're probably just blew this. What a terrible week, right? Terrible week on these prop account trading. Thank God for the power hour for the paying the bills around this place. But let's just see what happens. You know what? People come to chat to see what happens. This would be a good thing for this chat would be staying power. How long do you stay in? Do you get to watch it account get blown? Two contracts might have been better, but now we're on top of the moving averages. Certainly should be closing this out. If I close this out now, I'm not going to have enough. I'm not going to have enough drawdown to trade. So if we get an impulse and a stop run real quick, then I'll be on the button. I'm going to get down here on the button to flatten, and we'll try to flatten with at least as loss we can, or with even some profit. So let's just see what she's going to do. We didn't do an overshoot. The histogram is what's worrying you the most. You see that it tailored down, and all we needed was a continuation for just a little bit of selling there, and then that would have got us out. Well, there it is. There's our hard breach. Hard breach of that account. So that's a $90. No, those costs have to discount $75. So there you go. There is your trading lessons of the day. We had a break. The first real trade you could do is we're not going to trade that big, huge opening candle. Was this impulse down, a break of the VWAP was a beautiful trade. Did not take it. Then we were on the 15-minute candle. Let's go back to that down here, watching and coaching and just talking about it, and missed this beautiful setup, which the trade is still basically going. Took a little scalp out in here. And then in this area here, the short did not continue. And this short did not continue. So that is that. And that's all done in 45 minutes. How long has the stream been going? 59 minutes on the stream, but I started it before the markets open and got all the charts ready and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so we called it earlier, right? Over on Rocket Scooter. Everything, the resilience was good on S&P and on the NASDAQ. DD was above 0.5. It was at 68 and 70. It's at 70 now. And I called it to be bullish. And what do? We were looking for to be a hero on impulse shorts. So what does that tell you? What does everybody tell you about shorting, including me? Don't short. Greater market. Ain't that what they say? Let me see if I can draw that on the screen. Let's see if I can draw that, right? Greater market. Greater market. Trade with the greater market, sit out on non-greater market. That's what they say. Didn't do it. All right. Going to call the stream at 45 minutes in the session. It's open. So 8:30, which is 9:30 to 10:15. No momentum, just trickling. That's it. See you on the next one.